Hey everyone, Seb here, and with Spider-Man Far From Home coming out in just a couple days, I figured I'd do a tier list of all the suits in Marvel Spider-Man or Spider-Man for the PS4 because, Far From Home is going to have like 4 suits in the movie. So I figured with that movie having a lot of suits and this game having a lot of suits, that it would make sense for me to go back and do a tier list of all the suits in the game. And I also did a tier list for E3 2019, which I'll leave linked in the description down below. Sorry for the stutter there. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. And I also have videos for all the suits in this video, which I'll also leave linked. I'll leave the playlist linked in the description down below for y'all to watch all those videos. You'll love them. I know it. So yeah, let's start off. I'll be ranking these suits in the order that they are presented in the main menu of the game, like the suit menu. So yeah, to start off, we're gonna start off with the advanced suit, and the advanced suit looks really cool. I love the original design by Insomniac with the white spider and all that, and it's just a nice suit. Most of the people love it, so you know what? I'm gonna give it an S. Next is the original, the classic suit, and it just has to get an S. It's the suit that everyone knows. It's the suit that started it all, so had to give it an S. Here's the damaged version of the suit. I'm gonna give it a D, just because it was a wasted slot in the selection and all that. And no one really asked for a damaged version of the suit when we tried out any other suit in its place. Next is Spider-Man Noir, which I have to give an S because Spider-Man Noir is one of the coolest alternate versions of Spider-Man. He's 1930s, gun-toting, just Great Depression Spider-Man, and he just looks really cool, and I love the updated look they gave him in the game. Next is Scarlet Spider, and I'm going to give him an S because I grew up watching the Spider-Man animated series, and I'm a huge fan of Ben Reilly. And, seeing that original Spiderverse crossover back in the 90s show, I just, grew to like this look of Spider-Man. So I'm going to give him an S. Next is the Big Time suit. No, it's not the Big Time suit. It's the Spider Armor Mark II. And I'm going to give it a B because I like the design. But as you can see, it's one of the many black suits that aren't really, the black suit in the game. And it looks cool, but you'll see the other one that I rank above it. So, next is the Secret War suit. I'm going to give it a C. I mean, it's just, it looks pretty weird, and I don't really like it. I do like the blue and the black, but the orange just feels out of place and all that. So, I gave it a C. Next is the Stark suit. I'm going to give it an A because it's the MCU Spider-Man suit. It's Tom Holland's suit. I like it, but it's just not S-worthy, and you'll see why. Next is the negative suit. I'm going to give it a B because I like how it's the negative zone version of Spider-Man's suit. It looks pretty cool, especially in game. So that's why I gave it a B. Next is the electric insulating suit or the electro-proof suit. I'm going to I'm gonna give it a C because it don't look good. It doesn't look good. It looks like a big battery. So that's why I gave it a C. Next is Spider-Punk, and I'm gonna give it an F because it is trash. I have not liked it ever since I used it for the first time and the last time in game. I got a video on it. You can check out in that playlist, which I have linked below. But I just don't like it. Next is the wrestling suit, and this is the okay, sorry for the stuttering there. It's the Ultimate Comics wrestling suit from Spider-Man's origin in the Ultimate Comics. So I'm gonna give it an A because it looks really cool, and it's cool. It's his wrestling suit. It's the Ultimate Spider-Man's wrestling suit, and Ultimate Spider-Man is a pretty cool Spider-Man. So yeah. Next is the Fear Itself suit, and that is getting a C, just because it just looks weird, and then the gauntlets don't help it, and the way it is in game, I just don't like it. Next is the Big Time Stealth suit, and I'm gonna give it a B because I like the design. I like the green variant that they went with in this game, so yep, gets a B. Next is the Spider Armor Mark III. I'm gonna give it an A because I like the design. I like the armor on it. I like how it shines in game and just the screenshots you can take with it. So that's why I'm giving it an A. Next is Spider-Man 2099. And as we all know, that is going to get an S because it's one of the coolest versions of Spider-Man. Miguel O'Hara is the great character, and he gets that S. Next is the MCU Orange Spider, and I'm going to give that a B because in game, it's weird because it looks better in game than it does in the films, and that's just a weird thing to say. But as you've seen from the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, it does look kind of weird in it. So I'm gonna give it a B, but it's not the original Iron Spider, which is better than it. Next is the Velocity suit, and that is then a big fat E because I would give it an F, but I just don't like. I really don't like Spider Punk, so I'm gonna give this one above it. I don't like the design, and I don't know, it just doesn't look good. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it a D because it looks better than the one I'm gonna put in the E place. Next is the Spider Armor Mark IV, or the all new, all different suit, and it's a play on the original Spider-Man suit, and it gets an S because it's a really cool suit. It's a billionaire Peter Parker suit, and it just looks awesome. Next is the Spirit Spider suit. I'm gonna give that an A because I really like it. It's a Ghost Rider Spider-Man mashup, and it just looks really cool. Next is the Spider-Man 2099, the white version of it. I like this one. It looks better than the 2099 regular suit, so that's why I put it at an S. Gets an S, you already know. Next is the vintage comic suit. I'm gonna give that an A also. It looks really cool when you're making like comic like screenshots and all that, and it's a nice design, so that's why I put it up here. Next is the which one is this? This is the Last Stand suit. Okay, I just remembered it's the Last Stand suit. I'm gonna give it a B. I don't know, the way it looks in game, it looks like he's trying to make a fashion statement, but it gets a B. And you know, oddly enough, it's actually my most viewed suit video was on this suit. So, you know, I'm gonna give it a B. Next is the undie suit, and I'm gonna give it a C because I get it. It's getting a C because it was a joke, so I understand. So it gets a C. Next is the homemade suit, and this is getting an S because I like Peter Parker's homemade suit in the MCU. It looks really cool, and in this game, it's actually one of the most photorealistic suits in the game. So that's why I'm gonna give it an S. Next is the ESU suit, and that is getting a, you know what? Probably give it a C, for the same reason. No, you know, I'm gonna give it a B because it does look better than the undie suit, and I like to see, you know, kind of like him in regular clothes, so it's cool. I'll give it a B. Next is the anti-ox suit, and that gets an A because it looks really cool. I like getting that suit at the end of the game, and the way it looked torn up and all that just looked beautiful. Next is the dark suit, and that is going to get a, I'm gonna give it a C, cause no, I'm gonna give it a B. It looks cool. The red and black is nice, and red and black are my favorite colors, and that's about it. The Resilient suit is getting an E because it's not good. It's trash. It's bad. It doesn't look good in the game. Trust me, it doesn't. It's actually my least viewed suit video was on the Resilient suit. It's got like 32 views. That's how you know it's bad. No one wanted to watch it. Spider-Man UK. No offense to anyone from the UK. I'm gonna give it a C, just because I really don't like the design. It doesn't look that good, and that's just about it. We're gonna give the Mark II Scarlet Spider suit. We're gonna give it an A. No, an S. I'm gonna give it an S because I really do like the Scarlet Spider Mark II design, and I like that they added it in the game. And that's just about that. Yeah. Next is Spider Armor Mark I. That's also getting an S because I actually requested for the suit to be in the game in a suit video that I made before the game came out, which you can check out in the description down below. But yeah, I requested for this to be in the game, and I've been a really big fan of this suit ever since, again, I've seen it in the original Spider-Verse crossover in the 90s show. It looks really cool, and I just had to put it at an S. Next is the Iron Spider, the original Iron Spider, and it looks better than the MCU suit, and it's the original, and it just looks really cool, so it's getting that good S. Next is the the Spider-Clan suit, and it's getting that C, because it's animated and all that, but I don't know, I've just never been a fan of the Spider-Clan design, so yeah, it gets a C. Next is the Aaron Aikman suit, and it's another armored suit, and I'm gonna give it a B because I like the armored Mark III better, so this gets a B. Next is the cyborg Spider-Man suit, and I'm gonna give it a D. No, I'm gonna give it a C. 'Cause I don't really like it as much as any of the other ones, but it's not as bad as the ones that go from D to E to F. So yeah, I'm gonna give the Into the Spiderverse suit an A because I haven't seen the movie. That's not the reason why, but I like it. I like it more than most of the other suits on this list, so it gets an A. The Raimi suit obviously gets, or the web suit, but the Raimi suit obviously gets that S. You already know without the Raimi trilogy, we wouldn't have all these other Spider-Man movies, and it's just a nice suit, especially in game. It looks beautiful, so that's why it gets an S. The bombastic Batman, I also requested for this to be in the game in that video that I made all those months ago, and it's just nice. It's a gag, it's a joke, but it deserves that S. Next is the Future Foundation suit, and I'm gonna give that an A. Now I'm gonna give it a B because it's a nice suit. It's all white and black, and I love it. But the bulge on it just makes it look really, really weird, especially in game. I don't know. It's just kind of uncomfortable and unsettling. But that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely leave a like on it. Comment what your favorite suit in the game is. Are you excited for Spider-Man Far From Home? All that good stuff. Definitely check out my social media links in the description down below and subscribe for more. Peace.